The Assassin's Creed franchise is one of the most well-known franchises in all of gaming, and as a guy who has only completed one Assassin's Creed game, I wanted to increase that by platinuming by far the most acclaimed Assassin's Creed game in Black Flag. But as I got further into this platinum, I did not realize how much of a grind this was going to be. Starting it off with step 1, the main story. The story starts off with our main protagonist Edward in a battle at sea. After learning some basic ship mechanics, we get ambushed by a familiar figure. But before we can fight back, our ship literally just explodes and we wash up on the shore. Waking up, we find the assassin that just tried to kill us, asking for our help. But after refusing, he gets super angry and runs away. So with me being a very nice guy, I tried chasing him down and talk to him, but after he shot me, I locked in and had a sword fight with him. Somehow I won even though he's literally an assassin, and I'm a drunk pirate. Make it make sense. But after killing him, we steal his clothes and commit identity theft for some money. This game is just like real life. That's what I'm saying. Before we set sail, we saved this merchant dude from being mugged and became best friends. Then I set sail, ended the first sequence, and got a trophy. Arriving in Havana, I got used to city life by shopping in the market, socializing with the people, and jumping off the tallest building and surviving in true Assassin's Creed fashion. A little while later, I decided to head to the governor's building to claim my fortune. Before meeting the governor, we had a nice chat with his associates, and with being so honored, they gave me not one, but 2 pistols. I feel so honored. With the pistols acquired, I was offered an optional challenge, which I just skipped, but that would be the worst mistake I had made since for the by the book trophy, I needed to complete every optional challenge in the game. After doing some more tutorial stuff, we finally get to meet the governor. With all of us together, he goes over his plan to find a place named the Observatory, which is basically the whole end goal of this game. During this conversation, we learned the assassin that we killed on the island was actively betraying the Order and becoming a Templar, which are the main bad guys in the franchise. After learning that these guys are Templars, I straight up stole all their money without them realizing. Later on, we go in to free the Sage, which is basically the key to unlocking the observatory that they all want. But after attempting to save him, the Templars found out our real name and imprisoned us on a boat. After getting served some awful dinner, us and our new friend escape and take out all the guards in the boat. Also outside, we freed a ton of other prisoners and recruited them to our cause and our crew. With the crew, we steal one of their boats and name it the Jackdaw, which we will have to fully upgrade for a trophy later on. Also, after escaping, we finish the sequence and get our next trophy. This next sequence was just super boring and it involved us tailing tons of ships without them noticing a 100-foot tall ship behind them. Keep being you, Ubisoft.
I'm not laughing, bro. We never laughed at that, bro. Real shit, bro.
Before moving forward in the story, I made a pit stop at this small island and collected every item there for the owned trophy. A little later on, we tracked down one of the 3 Templar dudes from the beginning of the game to this island. After making it past all of his guards, I climb on his boat and assassinate him. After the casual Assassin's Creed talking death screen, we finish the sequence and get a trophy. I also got a trophy for completing a second present day mission, which, if you're unfamiliar with Assassin's Creed, the missions take place in modern times where a person relives the memories of an assassin through some advanced technology. Heading back to the main story, we meet up with James Kidd and he shows us the pirate cove that we can take over and call home. With Kidd telling us to meet him, we had to travel across the entire ocean, which took me 2 hours, I shit you not. On my way over there, I raided a boat and got the Employee of the Month trophy for completing these 25 Abstergo challenges. Once I finally arrived, I had to sleep past like 20 assassins without them seeing me. Oh, and the game also told me not to kill any of them. So after failing over and over again, I saw on the bottom of my screen for one of the optional challenges, knock out 3 assassins. So this whole time, I could have been knocking them out. Yeah, I'm blaming the game on this one, not me. After learning this revelation, I easily got past this part and met up with Kidd. Inside of this temple was a super simple puzzle that I solved after a while. I definitely didn't use Google or anything like that. After opening up the door, we find one of those observatory keys that we gave to the Templars early on. And the face in the door was revealed to be the Sage that we saved earlier on. And that completes sequence 4, a very quick sequence which is refreshing. Sequence 5 started off by heading over to the pirate island Nassau to meet the legendary Blackbeard and go over a plan to steal the Governor Torres, the Templar leader dude from the beginning of the game. Before I embarked on this plan, I raided a warehouse for some supplies and accidentally got a trophy for killing a dude ringing a bell. So, like I said before, we head over to this fort to capture Governor Torres. There are 11 forts in total that I will need to capture later on for a trophy, but more on that later on. After capturing the fort, me and the homies burst into this room like we own the place and hash out a plan with the governor to steal back the Sage. Also, we stole all his gold, and with doing so, I got 50,000 reals for this trophy. Following Torres to the city of Kingston, we tail him to the town until he stops at a secluded place to make a deal to buy back the Sage. But of course, before we can fully buy him back, the dealer gets spooked and runs away. Introducing Lauren Prinz, a slave owner and more importantly the owner of the Sage. So my next mission needed me to assassinate this douchebag like old times. I thought I was squeaking for a minute since I couldn't find him, but apparently he was just chilling in the open and I stuck up behind him and killed him. Now the Sage didn't take too kindly to that because apparently he was willing to work for this dude. So in retaliation, he sent the entire town after me, and I had to outrun them until I jumped into a haystack right in front of them. Sequence just ended with me talking to James' kid. Sorry, I mean Mary. Yeah, this whole game, James was a girl instead of a guy, which is crazy. Sequence 6 was another short sequence and just involved us trying to find some medicine. The first part had me scuba diving at this shipwreck for some medicine, and while doing so, I knocked the Joe here swimming 1 nautical mile. Oh, and the medicine we found in the shipwreck was also spoiled, so the second part had me stopping Blackbeard from slaughtering an entire town over medicine. Classic Blackbeard. So, in order to peacefully steal the medicine, I tailed another boat through the swamp without being seen, somehow. Keep being you, Ubisoft. Keep being you. Halfway through the mission, our boat got stuck, so we had to tail a boat on foot. This is generally one of the most annoying missions in the game because it's so hard to keep up with the boat while also trying to be unnoticed by all of the guards. The mission does end with some action after we killed the captain of the ship and stole his medicine and brought it back to Blackbeard. Returning back to modern time, we were once again blackmailed by John the IT guy, and he had us hack into the CCO's computer and steal some documents. Handing some confidential information over to this girl, we get another trophy. Sequence 7 started off with the British invading and taking over Nassau, become a British colony. Sounds familiar. After another tailing mission, we sneak into their fort and steal Rogers' plans. With the plans in hand, we decide to gather a ton of explosives and blow up the blockade. But before we can execute it, we overhear the commander is going to blow up every pirate ship in the bay because, I don't know. So with hearing this, I sneak onto his boat and assassinate him before we can even blow up the ships. Now with the commander down, we planted the explosives on the ship and sent it towards their blockade. And once we escaped, we got the Sequence 7 trophy. Sequence 8 then had us traveling to Land of the Free to consult with Blackbeard to come out of retirement. After a lot of discussing, he doesn't budge, but he does tell us the location of the Sage, so he'll be mans. Before we leave, we catch this scallywag spying on us, so we have to do another tailing mission. I swear it's like the 10th one I've done and the game isn't even over yet. The stranger leads us to the balcony where it calls the Avengers and obliterates the entire town. Running back to the Jackdaw, we sail back out to sea and board the British man of war. While absolutely mopping the floor with the British, we turn around and see this. With Blackbeard dead, Vane and I tracked down the ship company that Blackbeard told to me, and after capturing it, this zesty ass dude decided to backstab us and leave us stranded, castaway style. After only being stranded for a couple of days, Vane decides to go insane and tries to kill us. So with no other choice, I took him out back and put him down like Old Yeller. It was the only choice. Walking back out to the beach, we find our ship and our friends, and they pick me up and pop the Sequence 8 trophy. Definitely the most depressing sequence yet. With my ship and my life back, I decided to pillage some more ships since I am a pirate after all, and got the All Aboard trophy, which is for boarding a ship without losing any crew members. Sequence 9 had us sail into Africa to find our old friends in Burgess and Cockram. You get it? Cockram? It was fairly easy to assassinate these two separately, but for the optional objective, I have to assassinate them both at the same time. It definitely took me an uncomfortable amount of tries to get this, but when I finally assassinated them, we got another kill cam monologue and a Robert's preaching segment. It was a movie. So anyways, here's the sequence trophy. Before moving on to the next sequence, I completed a Templar side quest. These are just missions that have you hunt and take down a Templar dude like how Assassin's Creed should be. But anyways, here's the trophy pop. The next sequence finally had us going after the traitor Benjamin Hornigold. After getting into a ship battle and destroying his ship, he crash lands on this island. I then had to sneak around all of his men and assassinate him from the air for another optional objective, which was fairly easy since he was blind. Rest in peace, Ben. The second part of the sequence finally had us going after the legendary observatory. I was super excited to see inside of this place, so once I entered, I see this. What the f is this? I expected a great view, but instead it's just a cave with a skull that observes people. But before we can take the goods, Robert pulls a General Shepherd and betrays us. Leaving us stranded, we had to climb out of the chamber and reach the outside, leading to us falling down a hill and rendering us 1 HP. Since we can't fight, Robert just roasts us and turns us into the cops. Roberts is now #1 on my op list. Also, here's Sequence 10 trophy. After this, we had to do another real world mission. It was super simple, and I just needed to hack some more information for John the IT guy. The mission over, I got the trophy pop. Back into the real world, we are now in the Jamaican jail due to Robert's bitch ass. With getting help from the assassins, we escape and rescue Mary and Anne from captivity as well. But of course, there has to be a death in this game, so Mary just quits on us and dies before leaving the jail. Once back at the Assassin's Island, we have a talk with Anne about some stuff, and not gonna lie, this seemed romantical, but I could be wrong. But anyway, here's the sequence trophy. Heading back to Africa, we decided it was time to assassinate Roberts. It was a fairly annoying mission that required me to chase down his ship and board it. On his ship, I easily assassinated him and got another goofy kill cam cutscene. The next sequence had us hunt down Torres, finally. Heading back to the observatory, we find him trying to activate it, but not before the entire cave turned into a transformer and kills like every guard. With only me and him left, I climb up this wall, dodging these stupid laser beams, and win the 1v1 and assassinate him. And also get the sequence 12 trophy. Waking back up in the real world, we are jump scared by John the IT guy, who happens to be the Sage? Yeah, I don't know, I'm confused as well. All I know is that he crashes out and gets killed by security guards. Before heading back to Edward, I had to hack 15 computers for a trophy, so I did just that and got the trophy pop. Heading back into the Animus, I got the last trophy for the real world, and it's all good. Back into the game, we said our goodbyes to everyone, including Anne. I'll miss you the most, Anne. No! And I set sail for England with our daughter, I guess. The game ended us back in England, and Edward is pretty old now, so that's cool. And here's the last sequence trophy as well. With the main story complete, I started stage 2 in the cleanup. The first trophy I got was called Thug Life. Yes, this game came out in 2013. Cut them some slack. It just needed me to plunder 30 ships, and I got this one while randomly grinding some materials for some ship upgrades. The next trophy I got was called Vault Raider. It just had me doing these weird statue puzzles to grab these Mayan stones to unlock some door on Tulum. So after grabbing all these stones, I brought them back to the door and opened it for the trophy. The outfit that was inside is super OP since it can deflect bullets from enemies. I then returned to the starting island where I killed poor Duncan. And uncovered a buried treasure for another trophy. The next trophy I'm venturing back out to sea to try and harpoon a killer whale. PETA's gonna strike this video, aren't they?
Got him. We fucking got him.
Anyway, harpooning is just this minigame where you throw a ton of harpoons at the animal to kill it. Super simple. The next 5 trophies I got were all grindy ones, and the first one I got was to capture all the forts. There are a total 11 forts in the game, and I already got a lot of them during the main story, so this was super easy. The next one I got was for exploring every underwater shipwreck. What made this one so simple was that I didn't even have to explore them fully. I could just enter them and get the trophy. I also had to visit every location in the game, and this surprisingly took me shorter than I thought, since I could just fast travel near these locations. I then completed every naval contract. These are short and very annoying side missions that mostly have you hunt down enemy ships and destroy them. Also, they only spawn at forts after you destroy them. The last of these 5 trophies were for discovering every tavern in the game. All you have to do is pull up to the tavern and have a bar fight with the same 4 generic NPCs. Peak gaming, folks. The next trophy I got was for crafting the hunter outfit. This outfit requires you to hunt down 2 rare animals to find, but apparently you can just buy the pelts you need, but Google didn't tell me that, so I tracked down both animals and killed them to make the outfit. The next trophy I went for was for getting 100% on all missions. It's like getting all gold medals in Red Dead Redemption 2. If you know, you know. I didn't have too many objectives to do, but I did a lot of missions to do since I missed like 1 or 2 objectives in each mission, and it adds up quickly. But anyways, here's the trophy. For the next trophy, I had to do some more hunting in order to wield 4 pistols. So, I skinned 2 alligators for the first upgrade, and then went back out to sea to harpoon 2 humpback whales, which took me a long time to even find them. But now with 4 pistol holsters, I just went up to 4 enemies and killed them in a row for the trophy. I then went back to town and hired some dancers in order for them to distract some guards so I can save some pirates. Horny ass trophy. The last trophy I got before moving on to the multiplayer was for getting so drunk that Edward wakes up in a haystack. I kid you not, it only took like 4 beers and he was plastered. So now it's time for the multiplayer trophies. This multiplayer is the worst multiplayer I've ever played in any game, and I've played Concord. It genuinely feels like a fan-made mod for this game. In order to get this platinum, you need to grind for over 20 hours. Now, before even starting the grind, I got 3 out of the 5 multiplayer trophies pretty easily. The first was for completing the tutorial for the mode that I'll be grinding later on. This tutorial was super boring and took like an hour, but worth it, right? No. The next one was Lab Technician, and it was for completing a session of the Game Lab mode. This mode has real people, and since the game is super dead, it was very hard to find a lobby, but I did. My god, is this mode awful. The last of these 3 trophies was called Personal Bag of Tricks. It just needed me to finish a match with a new ability set equipped. Now, that'll be the last trophy I got for days. Since this grind level 55 took me hours upon hours. All I did was grind this one mode solo over and over again. I've done platinums that are boring like Red Dead 1 and even Red Dead 2. This takes the top spot. It's terrible. But finally, after grinding, I finally got to level 55 mid-match and quit out because this mode. With only one multiplayer trophy left, I returned to single player to finish the rest of those trophies. So the first trophy I got was for destroying all 4 legendary ships. These are like mini ship boss fights that are insanely hard. Even with my ship almost maxed out, it still took me over 10 tries each fight. It might be a skill issue, but I don't care. The next trophy was for fully upgrading the Jackdaw. This trophy is definitely the longest single player trophy since you need an ungodly amount of materials and money to fully upgrade the ship. Defeating all legendary ships only nets you $80,000, and that still isn't enough. But I did a lot more grinding and finally got enough materials and money to fully upgrade the Jackdaw. I then had to grind for some more money for the 50 trophy. This trophy required me to fully upgrade my hideout. This trophy also requires over $90,000 to fully upgrade it, and there isn't enough money to go around. So I hopped into an old mission and pickpocketed the Templars for over 20 minutes to get enough money for the trophy. For the next trophy, I needed to get 5 rope assassination. These kills are so finicky to get since it doesn't even let you half the time assassinate them, but it is what it is. Now, of course, there has to be an RNG trophy in this game. Sharing is caring needs you to find one of each social discovery in the game and share it with your friends. I found the Royal Convoy during the main story. I found the White Whale after watching a YouTube video. But the chest took me hours to even find one of them. I followed an entire playlist and never found one. But after grinding a ton of other trophies, I returned to this trophy and followed the same playlist again and finally found one. RNG trophies. The second to last trophy needed me to recruit 500 crew members. As the game was over, it was way harder to lose crew. So I just boarded ships and I got my crew slaughtered. But hear me out though, it's for a trophy. So after doing this a couple of times, I finally got 500 crew members. The last trophy for the platinum, all-rounder. This trophy needed me to use every ability and play every game mode of the multiplayer. While going for level 55, I did everything but 2 abilities in 1 game mode. So with some help from guys from PSN Profiles, I smashed the last things out for the trophy and the platinum. And that is Assassin's Creed Black Flag's Platinum Trophy. Being an Assassin's Creed noob, this is definitely a better game than Valhalla. But if I had to give this game a rating, I'd probably give it an 85. Platinum-wise, it's a miserable experience. If this was 2013, it would be a breeze, but the game is so dead that it's so hard to get multiplayer trophies. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. We're on the road to 100 subs, and that's pretty much it. Later.